Hi, I'm Theodora, better known as Teddy Johnson, and in 2020, I started We Write for You, a service to assist high school and college students with writing award-winning scholarship essays. We also write press releases and provide editing services for authors and ghostwriters. If you need assistance writing an essay, help edit a novel, or to get just the right words for your press release, then you need We Write for You. We have over 30 years experience teaching English and journalism. Our information is on the screen, and when you call, we write for you.
All right. Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when and where you're going to be watching this live stream or catching the hashtag replay of this live stream. I'm your host, Kevin D. Williams with Arkansas Black Businesses. Today, we have in the virtual building, and this is a combination, guys. So just guys and girls. This individual is a health and wealthpreneur. Please welcome Felicia Cox with Iron Diva Enterprise. Felicia, how are you today, Queen?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic myself. You know, every time we come together, it's always this kinetic energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. You know, Kevin, if I need anything, I know who to call. And that's you, because you're going to put me on the right path.
You already know it.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. First of all, I just want to say how much we appreciate you coming on the ABB platform, which is Arkansas Black Businesses. We know that you are originally from Arkansas.
Yes.
And you still do business here, and you are an avid supporter of Arkansas Black Businesses. But today, I want to know, and we want to know, the story behind the fitness. Like, were you like a little chubby girl in school? I mean, were you being bullied and you had to figure out how to defend yourself? Like, tell us the story behind how you even got started in fitness.
Okay, so Kevin, how I got started in fitness, I've always been athletic. Okay, even I graduated from Hall High School. I was a high school cheerleader. I ran track. So I've always been, athletic. And so I moved to Dallas back in 1997. And I, just started working out at the gym because I love working out. And I met one of my favorite trainers to this day. His name is Derry Mallard. He's the very first trainer I have ever worked with.
I thought you were gonna say you met what's the guy's name?
Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I've met him before, but not back then. All right. So he introduced me to bodybuilding. He was like, "Hey, have you ever thought about competing in bodybuilding?" I'm like, no. Because the first image I see women bodybuilding is a lot of muscles, looking like a man. And back then, back in now not 1997, but it was actually 2004 when I started actually competing. They have a division called figure bodybuilding. So figure is not as muscular and hardcore looking, and we trained for it. And back then the division was so new, it was probably only 5 people in my height class. And so I got 5th place, and I was like, okay, let me try and see if I can do this again. And I trained. I knew what to expect. I trained real hard for it. I think another 6 months, and I went back and I won 1st place. So I've just been, into fitness ever since then.
So Felicia, now, during this time, you're competing, you're moving from 5th place to 1st place, but something impacted your life and you had to sit down. Tell us about that.
Yes. So even back in 2004, competing, I end up 2006, I ended up getting married. I had my son. So that kind of slowed a lot of the working out and bodybuilding to a halt a little bit because now I'm a wife, I'm a new mother, and I just couldn't get to the gym like I used to. But then I was able to pick it back up, once my son got a certain age and life happens and I just started picking up the sport again. And back in 2016, I went in for surgery. I went in for hysterectomy. That's no secret. There's a lot of, especially Black women, we go through a lot of issues when it comes to fibroid tumors and cysts on our ovaries and endometriosis and things like that. And so the first thing my doctor was like, hey, hysterectomy, let's do a hysterectomy. So I went in for a hysterectomy, and it was supposed to be an outpatient deal, 2-hour surgery. Well, it turned into a 6-hour surgery, and the doctor, she accidentally cut my bladder when she did that. And let me tell you, when she cut my bladder, she pretty much pulled the carpet from underneath me. Like I went in and a healthy, at the time I was 43-year-old woman. I was very, very healthy. And man, when I left there, I felt like I was probably 90 years old. I had to learn how to walk again. I had to learn how to breathe.
Really?
Yes, like I couldn't even throw a sock across the room. That's how my energy. I had no strength, none, no strength. And during the whole process, I lost all my strength. I lost all my muscle. And the worst part about it is when she cut my bladder, the urologist on call didn't even repair it correctly. So that was another issue that, came along after the surgery. So it really put me in a bad space mentally, physically, emotionally. I battled depression. I battled anxiety. I could not work. I would urinate on myself 24/7 because when he cut my bladder, he cut it. When she cut it, they didn't repair but that much of it. So it was a constant stream of urine coming out, and no one wanted to touch me until I would heal a little bit more. So I literally had to urinate on myself for like 5 months. So
Felicia, did you ever consider, or did you ever have suicidal thoughts?
Yes.
Really?
And yes. And you know what? Man, it's like you can always say what I would never do until you're in that situation. So when I tell you I had to fight for my thoughts and fight for my mind every day, and like I would literally pray to God every day and just say, and I could just hear him say, hold on, just hold on, don't crack. And I literally can see how people go to the other end of the earth because those thoughts get very, very dark. They get very dark, but I was still strong in my mind. I didn't let the devil come in and take me. But man, it was a challenge to just keep fighting every day for my life.
So what was the turning point? Like what happened from you to go from doom to now you begin to see some light?
Well, what happened when I finally started seeing the light, I was able to get the reconstructive surgery on my bladder. 5 months later, I was able to go in and get my bladder repaired correctly this time. But I was, and I still had to heal another 6 months from that. But finally, when everything was good, said and done, everything was great. I'm like, man, I've gained all this weight. Yes, I was eating cookies and Doritos and, drinking sodas. And so finally I was like, man, Lord, I got to get out of this space. I'm not used to being in this space. And so I called one of my trainers and I said, hey, can you help me? Send me a plan, a meal plan, send me an exercise plan, and let me see if I can do it for 90 days by myself. And I did, Kevin, and I lost 12 pounds in like 90 days. And so that let me know that, okay, I've been through this horrible surgery. I've survived it. Now I've lost 12 pounds and gone through this, transition. Let me see if I can compete for another bodybuilding competition. And that's exactly what I did. I trained for 8 months. And when I say kicking, screaming, hollering, crying, to get to the finish line. And I finally did. And I went to the show and I won first place. So that just let me know that, you can do anything that you put your mind to, and you just have to fight and don't give up.
Wow. So your mess ended up becoming a message to people.
Yes, absolutely. And now I've been able to, I'm going to be in a movie called Red Alert Movie, and it's about women who have gone through what I've gone through as far as going through hysterectomies and botched surgeries. And so it's a documentary that's going to be streaming. I can't really tell when, but
they had you sign papers in it.
Yeah. So, but they chose me to be on this movie. So I got that coming out. I've been doing a lot of speaking engagements. Man, I mean, things have really come a long way from 2016.
Now, wow. So we learned your journey in the fitness. Now, during this time, Felicia, you also kind of created like a meal prep business. Tell us about that.
Okay, so I had the meal prep business before 2016. And that was, when I say it was booming. And then when the 2016 hit and I had the surgery, of course, I could not work for a whole year. So I had to put that to the side. So, but even during my time of mess, as we say, during that 2016 time, I wrote down some goals, and I have my little goal sheet and I keep it right here. And I was in such a bad space. And I was like, Lord, let me just start writing down stuff. I was like, I want to own 10 rental properties, and I want to be the boss at my job. It was just a whole bunch of things. I want to pay off debt. It was just a whole bunch of things that I wanted to accomplish, when I was able to get to that place. And when I started feeling better, I pulled out my little goal sheet here and I started checking off stuff. So my meal prep business came back thriving. People were like, where you been? We're glad you're back. I also created a real estate investment company. I ended up taking a real estate investment course on how to flip houses, how to wholesale houses, how to demolition houses and build new houses. And man, I closed 9 deals last year before COVID hit. So I created that business. I also created a body contouring business, and it was doing really, really good, before COVID hit. So I birthed a lot of business during that time of, darkness.
So let me ask you this, because it seems like, you had a lot of good wellness business ventures happening, and then the pandemic hit. Tell me, what did you consider, and once you made the consideration, how did you pivot, and where did you pivot to?
Okay. So when the pandemic hit, the meal prep business stopped because, everybody was in a panic and everybody was buying up all the groceries and toilet paper. So everybody was cooking at home. So they did not need my service. I would say probably for about 3 weeks, my service was completely to a halt. And then it kind of picked up, just a little bit after 3 weeks. The body contouring business, of course, completely stopped because with social distancing, it just wasn't safe for us to be around each other. So that completely stopped. But you know what? The pivot that I did, and I didn't even realize that I was pivoting, but I had been pivoting long before COVID hit. Not knowing that I was pivoting, I just thought, okay, I'm creating another business, And so one of my meal prep clients told me about Forex trading. And when she told me about it, I had never heard of trading. I didn't even know the banks was trading our money. I was very uneducated about trading in the financial market. I didn't know anything about stocks. I knew that I had a 401k at my job, and they, did that for me. So I went to a meeting and I'm like, okay, this seems interesting. Let me see if it's something that I can learn, because I'm real big on education. I do not have a college degree, but I do believe in education. I believe in educating yourself, whether it's a degree or getting a certification on something or buying a course to educate yourself. So I got into the financial space of Forex trading, and man, if my 21-year-old self knew what I know now, Kevin, I probably wouldn't even be here right now. I'll be somewhere on an island somewhere.
So Felicia, have you always just been a full-time entrepreneur, or were you working at one point and then you just like cold turkey walked away?
I've always worked. I've always had a job. Okay. And I've always had really good paying job. Like I've been in the car business for over 20 years. So I've been making six figures since I was 23 years old. So making six figures at that young age, I felt like, well, I don't need college because I'm making more money than most college people. So, but I've also had, little businesses on the side. Like I had a cleaning business and I used to clean houses in Highland Park. I don't know if you know about Highland Park here in Dallas, Texas, but that's one of the richest areas here in Dallas. So I would clean houses for, over there. And then
how much were they paying? How much were they paying?
Oh, they would pay a lot. Like for me to come clean their house a month, like $500 a month, like it was nothing. Like I really could have told them anything and they would have paid it. Because you
just got that charisma, don't you? You just got that charisma.
Yes, I have a way with people. I think people, because I've been in sales for so long, people don't buy the product. People buy people. So when people like you and they're comfortable with you and they trust you, they'll pay you anything. Yes. So
do you check to see if those people still hiring? No.
Right.
Wow. So now you're full-time entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Kind of walk us through what your day looks like starting from the time you get up to the time you go to bed. Because and the reason I want you to kind of walk us through that, Felicia, because entrepreneurship has really been it's kind of like it's been glorified now. Like, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm doing all this stuff on social media, kind of being busy, but not necessarily being productive.
Right.
So, help people understand that entrepreneurship is great, but it's not easy.
It's not easy. It's a grind. Like I love the fact that, people see my glory, but they don't know the story behind, what it takes to be me and do what I do on a regular basis. So a day like mine, what I love, the best part I love about entrepreneur is I'm the boss. I can do whatever I want to do. I can wear whatever I want to wear. I can say what I want to say, but I'm always going to be, tactful with it. Right. And I'm on my own time, so the first thing I do, get up in the morning, I work out, either I'm going to work out at 6:30 in the morning and I'll work out for 2 hours, or I may work out at 2:00 in the afternoon and I might work out from 2 to 4. So that's any and everything that I do is going to be working around my workout. Okay. So I absolutely love that. Sometimes my husband and we might get up and go eat breakfast, or I might just go eat breakfast by myself. And then after that, I come in my office and I start, doing my marketing.
What time is it when you come into the office?
I would say probably about 10 o'clock after I've worked out and ate breakfast and, kind of, cleaned up the room and things like that before I get started. And I'll come up in my office and I'll start making phone calls. I'll start, touching base with people, especially with my financial business, the trading business. I'll touch base with my my members. I have over almost 600 members, on my team now. So I like to check in with them, check in with the team. We train with each other. We have training classes to make sure that everybody is on point on learning this trading game. So, I mean, it can get pretty busy, but what I love is, I love what I do. So I can sometimes be in my office for 8 hours and don't even realize it because I absolutely love what I do. I love, teaching people, encouraging people, motivating people. And I'm a natural accountability partner anyway because of the fitness. So I do a lot of that all day.
And so, Felicia, let's kind of pivot and talk about something that just happened today. And number 45 finally inked the second round of stimulus, but and it's $600 going to be coming to people. What do you say to that person that is going to be receiving that money? Like what words of wisdom would you give the individual? Because a lot of times people We're creature of habit, and sometimes we irresponsibly spend the money, and then we still stuck again. So what do you say to the people that's going to be receiving that $600? What is something that they could do to use the term in the real estate world, flip it?
Right. Well, I know my team of 600 people, we know what we're doing with our $600. We are going to flip it in the foreign exchange market, and we're also going to buy some stocks. And that's one thing that I love about our team. We teach you how to invest your money wisely. And people think that it takes a lot of money to invest, but it really doesn't. Like, if anybody knows anything about Bitcoin, Bitcoin is the flagship of cryptocurrency now. So Bitcoin hit its all-time high the other day at, like, I think 25,000, and you can buy Bitcoin just back in August for $10,000, and now it's worth about 24, and it's going up to about 27,000. But you don't even have to have that much. You can buy a piece of a Bitcoin. Take $100. If anybody on here has Cash App, you have Bitcoin. Go on Cash App, buy you a Bitcoin for $100 and just let it grow. Or, get with me and my team, and we can show you some stocks that you can get for a very low price, $30 here, $4 here, and teach you how to grow your money. And as far as the other money, I mean, I would just say, if it's something that you have that you need to pay off, some debt, pay it off. Get yourself out of a bad situation instead of just shopping it up. Like, we're in a pandemic, we don't know what's going to happen. So I try to teach people, get yourself in a financial situation that's better for you. So if something do hit the fan, you good. So I'm really, really big on getting people financially fit. Like, I've been getting people physically fit for years now. Now I am hitting the ground running, making sure people are financially fit. And it's my duty to educate you. And I'm not going to stop talking about it. Like I tell people, from the time I started to where I am now, y'all should see a difference. There's a huge difference in me, and I've been growing in this financial space, and I've been growing in it consistently the past year, so that's what I love about what I do. I'm consistent. I'm not all over the place. So people that know me and follow me know that, hey, Iron Diva or Felicia Cox, she's the real deal, because I see her results.
So let me play devil's advocate for a second, okay? For the people that's watching this right now, or catching the replay right now, and they say, well, Felicia, I constantly get inbox every day about this Bitcoin stuff and this cryptocurrency.
Right.
And I get hit so much. To me, it seems like a scam. So Felicia, what makes you so unique, and what makes you feel like I deserve to, create a partnership with you? Not to mention, Felicia, I lost $100, $500, $1,400 in the gifting. Still ain't got that money back.
Right.
So why should I trust you, Felicia Cox? What makes you so unique?
Because I want people to know what makes me so unique, and what I had to learn myself is it's education. Being in those circles, in those flowers, and those gardens, that wasn't education. No one was educating you on anything. When you're learning how to trade, it's not a scam, it's a skill. It's just like going to college. Like, for those who've gone to college for 4 years or, 8 years and got their bachelor's and master's, you guys had to pay for education. And that's what trading is. And it's like, okay, you're not going to see a return on your investment immediately after you graduate from college, but you gave them 4 years. So you can't expect to see a return on your investment immediately when you first learn how to trade. You have to learn the skill, and you have to get really good at it. So that's why I tell people, trust me, there's some scams out there. I've been scammed on some things, but that did not stop me from continuing my education on learning this, because everything is not a scam. And I'm gonna tell you, Warren Buffett, Jay-Z, the president, all of those people are running their money through the foreign exchange market. They're just not telling you that.
So Felicia, is it safe to say that we just got a lot of learning to catch up on when it comes to learning how to make our money work for us versus us work for the money?
Yes, we're so conditioned. And I'm going to tell you, this go back so far, Kevin. It goes back beyond us, back to slavery, just our mentality on thinking that we have to, work, because that's what we came over here to do, was work, work, work. That's what our parents did, work, work, work. Now we're telling our children to work, work, work. But I'm breaking that cycle with my son. My son is going to be an entrepreneur. He's going to be a business owner. And I'm setting the pavement for him now to think that way. I mean, I know he'll be 15 this year, and he's like, Mommy, I want to, work for Whataburger. And I'm like, no, you can go fix you your own burger in the kitchen, but you're not working for Whataburger. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm grooming you to do. I've even taught my son how to trade in the foreign exchange market, and 3 of his little buddies, their parents called me wanting their kids to learn. So I had like 4 teenagers up here in my house teaching them how to learn how to trade Forex. And Kevin, they got that in about an hour. They were like, okay, Mommy, we ready. We got they were like, what's so hard about it? I'm like, exactly. If these 14 and 15-year-olds and their attention span is like that. So it took me I was like this, come on, y'all. Will y'all just stop laughing? But man, my son, he won't work for anybody. You want Jordans? Okay, go turn your computer on. Go look at the charts. I need you to go analyze the charts and go make you $150 real quick. Like I've showed you how to do it. And I'm also teaching him about credit. I'm also teaching him about his bank account. I'm teaching him about investments. I'm teaching him what I wasn't taught. So now when he's 18, he has really great habits. Versus my dad made money, left us a lot of money when he died, but didn't even tell us how to manage the money.
Wow.
That's huge.
Wow. So Felicia, let's name some professionals that would be a good fit for your business model. I mean, I understand that anyone that has a burning desire to succeed, could have a conversation with you about what it takes to partner with you in business. But who are some key people in professions that would be a good fit for your business?
Let me tell you, we have the youngest is 8 years old. So if an 8-year-old can learn this, anybody can learn it. The oldest person that I have on my team is in her 70s. So you have to be like-minded. You have to be open-minded. You cannot have fear. You can't let fear rob you from your destiny. I love working with other entrepreneurs because they're a little bit more like-minded and they understand what it means to hit the ground running. You know who I really, really want to get? I want to get all the drug dealers that's on the street, that's doing illegal stuff, but they're still smart. Man, I would love to train those people to come over here, and you can make as much money as you want and don't even have to look over your shoulder or do anything illegal. You can come straight out of prison and be a multimillionaire at trading.
So people that is selling illegal pharmaceuticals would be a good fit. What people that's making their exit out of the Department of Correction, would they be a good fit?
Yes. No credit check.
No background
check. All you need to have is the will to learn. And if you have the will to learn, like the company that I'm with, MyEcon, is an amazing company. I have an amazing mentor. Her name is Miss Angela. She has an amazing business model when it comes to learning how to trade Forex. She teaches you from start to finish how to do it. You don't even have to have any experience on how to trade, because she's going to teach you how to trade.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all you have to do is just have the will to do it and be consistent and be disciplined and be patient. And I promise you, you can do it.
Okay. So for those of you that have a very strong interest in learning more about Felicia's program, because she wants to help you get paid daily. So you can text the word daily pay to 469-529-5300. Again, you can text the word daily pay because she wants you to get paid daily.
Yes.
To 469-529-5300. And also you can go to the website Iron Diva Enterprise.com if you just want to go straight to the website and connect with Felicia that way. Am I correct, Felicia?
Yes, you are correct.
All right. So drop some nuggets as we close out. Give us some platinum nuggets.
Let me tell y'all, I just want people to know, if you have the will, you can do anything, y'all. When I was sick and I saw that I could come up out of that sickness, because you can't do you can't do anything when you're sick. I'm sorry. Nothing matters when you're sick. But when I saw that I could do anything after that sickness, as long as I put my mind to it and don't give up, I knew I can do anything. But I also had to get in a room with other like-minded people. I had to get in a room with millionaires, because let me tell y'all, millionaires, they think differently. I'm not talking about thousandaires. I'm not talking about six-figure people. I'm talking about millionaires. So when you start getting in a room with those type of people, you start moving like they move. You start thinking like they think, and you can see things that you're going to dream bigger and know that you can accomplish those goals. So get in a room with people that you can learn with, and please get out of the room with people that you cannot learn from.
Felicia Cox, CEO of Iron Diva Enterprise. Felicia, thank you so much for joining us this evening and giving us your story for my story.
Thank you so much, Kevin.